Hi, so where we left Miss Seethe's detention rampage, she was about to hear whether she was going to take over as head teacher because the 99-year-old head teacher, Miss Stint, was making a speech at her Golden Jubilee party. So, the last thing that was said, "Today is the perfect day to make the announcement that, dun dun dun, I have decided to stay on as headmistress of Rile High for another 50 years. Hooray! Everyone cheered. Miss Stint was much loved, but there was a hint of uncertainty in the cheer. 50 years? Was she really going to live until she was 149 and still be working? Miss Seethe looked as if she was about to explode. No! She screamed. Did you have anything to add, Miss Seethe? Inquired Miss Stint. Detention! The whole school laughed uproariously. Oh, chortled Miss Stint. I'm the headmistress, Miss Seethe. You can't put me in detention. Insolence! Shouted the deputy head. She was having none of it. Double detention! Triple detention! The school secretary spoke up for her boss. Miss Seethe, please, have you lost your marbles? Yes, I have! Many years ago! Shouted Miss Seethe, waving her walking stick over her head faster and faster. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That wasn't the answer. That wasn't the answer Miss Epoch was expecting, but she pressed on anyway. Even so, this is Miss Stint's big day. 50 glorious years. How dare you ruin it? Miss Seethe was a lady not for turning. Detention! She boomed again. I beg your pardon, replied the secretary. She couldn't believe her ears. Now she was receiving a detention too. Double detention! Bellowed Miss Seethe. But triple detention! But quadruple detention! But quintuple detention! But sextuple detention! But septuple detention! How many's that? 7 octuple detention! Is that 8? Yes! Non-double detention! 9. I bet you don't know what 10 is. Decuple detention! Knickers! Exclaimed the secretary. Miss Seethe, you've gone crazy in the coconut. You can't just give detention to everyone. Oh, yes, I can, thundered the deputy head. Oh, no, you can't, chimed the entire school. Oh, yes, I can. Oh, no, you can't. Oh, yes, I can. This pantomime routine went on for a few hours before Miss Seethe snapped. Everyone in this room, you are all in detention. This was a detention rampage. Everybody in the school hall, and it was well over 1,000 people, began complaining loudly, not least all the other teachers. No, never, no nonsense. Nicky-nacky no-nos. That was Miss Epoch again. Merry Christmas, everybody, announced Miss Stint over the din. It's January, headmistress, corrected the secretary. Is it really? Yes. Well, it's nice to get it in early. Before anyone else could utter another word, Miss Seethe shouted, Silence! Louder than a teacher has ever shouted silence before. The previous record for loudest shout of silence was held by a stocky geography teacher named Mr. Boom. He shouted so loudly that he made himself permanently deaf. These days, because he can't hear a thing, he shouts even louder. Now she had everybody's attention. Seethe started spinning her walking stick above her head faster and faster and faster. And shooing everyone out of the hall. Shoo, 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 shoo. In no time, she had forced every single pupil and staff member down the corridor, up the stairs and into her classroom at the top of the school building. The problem was the classroom was meant for 30, not 1,030. It was like standing in a packed train carriage at rush hour. Armpits were in faces, knees were knocking against each other and toes were treading on toes. Oh, sorry, ow! All the children found this most amusing. No one let What? No one let one go or we're all doomed, shouted someone. Ha ha! You can all stay behind until the end of time, shouted Seethe from the doorway. You sad little woman, mocked Miss Epoch, speaking up for the entire school. This is all because you didn't get the top job. Boo-hoo-hoo. Now you will never be headmistress and never get your moment of glory. Yeah, agreed everyone else. Miss Seethe's narrow eyes narrowed even further. Her nose wrinkled and her lips quivered. You are quite wrong, announced the deputy. This is my moment of glory, for this is the day when I gave the entire school a detention. Not the entire school, observed Miss Stint with a smile. What? I think you're forgetting someone. Who? Demanded Seethe. You! Silence descended over the overcrowded classroom. All eyes turned to the deputy head who was standing at the door wrestling with this thought. After a few moments, she spoke. Miss Seethe, announced Miss Seethe. Yes, Miss Seethe, replied Miss Seethe. I hereby give you a detention. Me? Yes, you. But I am the deputy head of this school. You can't give me a detention. Oh, yes, I can, for I am the deputy head of this school. Now get in there. Shoo, shoo, shoo. With that, Miss Seethe held up her stick and prodded and poked herself into the classroom. Now there was even less room in there than before, and people started to grumble. Ouch! Oof! Owie! Can't you wait until the next train? Stop picking my nose! I'm terribly sorry, I thought it was mine. Miss Seethe closed the classroom door behind her. Stum. Right now, everybody settle down, she called out. You try to settle down in here, called back Miss Stint. There are 30 bottoms for every chair. Ha 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 ha! Some of these bottoms are too large for just one. Ha 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 ha! Right! announced Seethe, determined to gain control of the classroom. She clambered up Miss Stint as if the elderly headmistress were a ladder. Would you mind awfully removing your foot from my head? asked the headmistress. There they all are, filling up the classroom. Holding onto her stick tightly, Miss Seethe then crowd-surfed her way over the top of everyone's heads. Not the best method of travel, even at a rock concert. I'm setting us all lines, she announced as the wave of hands passed her around the room like a beach ball. I must not complain about being given a detention or I will be given another detention. No one could write a thing. There wasn't room to move your elbows. We can't. It's impossible. Are you bananas? Ha ha! Undeterred, Miss Seethe crowd-surfed her way over to the cabinet in the corner to fetch some paper. She stood on top of it and addressed the entire school. I want you all, us all, to write it out 1,000,000 times, she barked. I'm not doing it, Seethe replied to herself. 1,000,000,000 times then, she snapped back, rotating her walking stick over her head. I said no, 1,000,000,000,000, whoop, no, 1,000,000,000,000, whoop, never, 1,000,000,000,000, whoop, no, no, no. As she argued with herself, her walking stick revolved faster and faster and faster and faster still. There she is crowd surfing. And we can see the walking stick whooping around. Seethe was now spinning her stick above her head at such a speed that she actually took off like a helicopter. Whirr! Her feet left the cabinet and she sent herself crashing through the roof of her classroom. Smash! The teacher hurtled through the sky. Whoop, 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 whoop. Everyone looked up through the Seethe-sized hole in the ceiling to see her whizzing through the clouds, still rotating her stick above her. Detention! Bellowed Miss Seethe at a pigeon that flew past her. Squawk! Her voice echoed across the sky until it was heard no more. Well, that feels better, sighed Miss Epoch. Oh yeah, murmured everyone in agreement. Now let's party, announced Miss Stint. Yes! Cried the entire school. They all tumbled out of the classroom and followed the headmistress down the corridor, back into the hall where all the yummy cakes and jellies and pies were still waiting for them. Hooray! Miss Stint was the last to leave the party, way past midnight. The events of the day had perked her up no end. There was karaoke, and she treated the school to a performance of one of her favourite hip-hop tracks. MC As for Miss Seethe, no one knew where she landed, if indeed she ever did. So if you find an angry old lady lying in a ditch, waggling a walking stick above her head and barking, "Detention!" at you, approach with extreme caution. Whatever you do, don't stick a stamp on Miss Seethe's forehead and post her back to Rile High. They do not want their deputy head back. Ever. That's the end of Miss Seethe, maybe. We don't know where she is. The next one is Miss Palaver's Theatrical Theatrics. So I'll see you next time for that one. Bye.